Welcome to the Mr. Shades Show. I'm the Mr. Shades, and this is my impressions video on the Call of Duty Cold War Alpha. So I just got some gameplay from one of the new modes here. It's a big 16 to 24 player big map mode with a bunch of different objectives and stuff. Pretty interesting. That one was a lot of fun to play. That was where I spent most of my time in the alpha, actually. So let's get right into it. First impressions, this game looks really good in the multiplayer setting. It makes me excited to see what they do in the campaign, because if the multiplayer looks this damn good, the campaign is going to look phenomenal. I was very impressed with the graphics, and the performance for an alpha was pretty solid. I had a few frame rate drop issues, I had a few disconnects, a few crashes, but again, it's an alpha, so it's to be expected, but overall still ran pretty solid. Gunplay and sound design is amazing. It all sounds really good, and it just sounds really nice. Like, all the guns sound great. The explosions sounded really good. Everything was awesome. Like, the sound design in this game is great. Everything sounds like it's got a punch to it. There's a few issues with... I didn't really have any audio issues, but... So that... Some people reported that. One thing I will note was that for some reason they included skill-based matchmaking in this alpha, which was weird for some people to join a game, do pretty good, and then just get absolutely trashed the next few games. So that was really weird to me. So the maps that were available in this mode were Miami, Moscow, and then there was one more. I forget the name now, but Miami was a really nice night map with lots of long sight lines and lots of obstructions in the way, so it felt very risky moving through that map. Moscow is a little bit more straightforward 3-lane map. The big maps also feel really great. Like, they're designed really well. There's enough terrain and obscurity that you're not just getting sniped off the spawn every single time. So that was really great. Sniping is now more of a viable thing. Usually the past couple of games, it's only ever been on certain maps that you could snipe, or you would just have quick scopers. Here, sniping seems to be a viable option on every single in every single situation or every single map I played in the alpha. Vehicle combat does make a return. There are tanks and boats and things like that. Feels very throwbacky to World at War, which was awesome to see. Sniping people out of the gun turrets on tanks, things like that. Very fun stuff. Being able to sneak up and throw your C4 onto it for massive damage. Some of the weapons were a little bit finicky, I found. Some of them, major complaints I found were the first assault rifle that you start with, the XM3, was a little weak in terms of punch power, so a lot of people switched to the AK or the M16. I found a lot of people using the M16 in this because it is a deadly weapon. It is perfect for mid to long range combat. Sometimes you might get lucky and do it on the short range. Like, it's just an overall really well-rounded weapon. A lot of the other weapons felt really great too, but I always found myself sticking with my M16 most of the time because it was just so reliable. I would also use the MP5. I tested out a few different weapons. The SPAS 12 is back with its semi-automatic shooting, so that was fun when you would come up against that and people would just light up the entire room with their ammo. It was pretty fun seeing that. Some of the perks and perk cards are pretty fun. You can get some pretty wacky builds where you can get extra attachments on your weapons, pack 2 primary weapons, whatever. Lots of things like that. It was pretty fun like that. Overall, so far this game it feels pretty solid. I found that there was a couple things where people again were always picking the more higher, the little bit on the OP side of weapons. So again, like the M16 or the SPAS 12, but not too many people were spamming. I also didn't really encounter too many campers, so I saw that was an issue. But people always talk about that in Call of Duties where camping's an issue. I never really ran into it. A lot of my time was spent again in the big ground war modes where the objectives were more important. Where you would get, that's where I felt there was more combat and it was just more fun for me. I can't wait to get into it with my buddies and just play that mode. That's going to be a lot of fun. There wasn't really too many modes available off the start. There was your kill confirmed, your team deathmatch, and I think domination was the other one. So pretty basic game types for the regular mode, not the ground war mode or whatever it's called. One cool thing that I really appreciate is the devs are just going to take Warzone and update it. So we're going to have a more of a battle royale mode that's consistent throughout the games, as opposed to having something like Black Ops 4's battle royale and then Modern Warfare's battle royale. So we don't have, and I think the Modern Warfare Warzone was way more popular than Black Ops 4, especially now that Warzone is free. So you're going to have a bunch of free updates and stuff. So that's going to be tons of fun. So that's really nice that you don't have this competition between the two battle royales for Call of Duty. That I think is a healthy decision. Again, I was playing this on, I better mention that I was playing this on PlayStation 4, which was where the alpha was exclusive to. But the betas, I'm sure, will be more open to the other consoles. I don't think crossplay is going to be a thing. At least I don't imagine it to. Be really interesting if they did a beta with crossplay enabled. I think that would be something to test, because so far my experience with Call of Duty's crossplay has been really robust. Like, I played PS4 to Xbox One with my buddy and it was pretty solid. Just no party chat, which was annoying, but you can work that around that pretty easily. So I played this game in the alpha as much as I could, got comfortable with my weapons and things like that. I would say the Miami map might be the most challenging to learn because of all the ins and outs and all the verticality to it. Moscow was the easiest by far for me to learn because it was just so basic, just your 3 lanes with a few intersections here and there. Very little verticality to it. There was a couple of interesting little engagement things that you could pull off, but nothing too special. Miami has tons of sight lines, tons of buildings and things to worry about. And I forget the last one because the last one was Satellite or something like that. It was out in the desert, and that one turned into a sniper fight, which was pretty great to see. Just everybody packing snipers and being a little bit more careful about their playstyle. That was a lot of fun. I ended up playing Satellite and Moscow the most. Miami barely shuffled in, which is a shame. And I think that's why I didn't really get to learn that map all that often, because I would join a game happening on Miami, and then it would be almost done, and then I would never play Miami again. I think I only ever played like 3 full games on Miami, and I played a ton on Moscow and on Satellite, I think it was called. So I think that's almost all I have to say about this. Again, it's Call of Duty, so I'm really into it. I would love to see how this game pans out with all the other maps and all the extra guns and attachments and things. I'm really interested to see the campaign, because this is one of my favorite settings for Call of Duty was this era in the 60s, from like the 50s all the way up to the 80s. That 30-year period where like the Cold War, the Vietnam War, things like that. It's an interesting period to set things in because you have a very distinct look and feel that you have to really nail to sell the game, and I think they managed to do that. I don't really have too many lag issues either in the alpha, so it was fairly robust. I was surprised. I don't really... It's hard to really talk about this because there just wasn't much content on display here, but I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play out, and so thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Pipeline inbound. Taking Delta. Enemy has Charlie. Multiple enemies pipeline contacts.